When that starts to happen, we take on a whole nother reality. We have a whole nother look. We have a whole nother power that we're able to draw from. Death is not a grief for us. There is no fear for us because we are constantly submitting ourselves to the greater part of ourselves, feeling a greater presence in ourselves, making us happy. It's like going to a party and a lot of people there and they're enjoying themselves. You feel happier than if you were at home by yourself. So Allah Almighty's servants, they are always like at a festival, at a party, at a greatness, a happening, always happy. Never getting down, always increasing. The fun always increasing. Can you ever imagine fun keep increasing? Can you imagine prosperity ever increasing? Can you imagine happiness and love ever increasing? You don't have time to hate. You can't think of doubt. You can't think of lack. You can't think of harming someone. You're only thinking, oh, what's next? But Adam ﷺ was in paradise. And he was seeing all the beautiful things unfolding before him. And it wasn't until Allah Almighty took Eve from him, his being, and had them to fall. Everything is elaborate. Allah has it no matter what happens to us. Allah got us. But Allah wants to teach us. And He cannot teach us through giving us a lecture and we get in our mind and now we understand. No. We wish that we didn't have to go through all the grieving and the pain and the suffering and fearing and experiencing lack and tragedies and drama in our lives. And still we're here. Still we find in all of that, we go through that and we still find a smile in our hearts, a comfort through ourselves, and we continue to grow. If we were so messed up, and through all times, there have been decades through all times, there have been darkness through all times. But guess what? We have always been happy enough to procreate. No one has never been so depressed that they come together and create and make more life. We wasn't so lonely and depressed to do that. That's the secret. That's secret. And there's so many secrets. And this month during Rajab, everything about the Prophet, peace upon him, was known. There is a day in the month of Rajab, this day, that just happened last night. It is called the Night of Desires. It was the night that the Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, was conceived in the womb of his mother. Who knows that? Who knows that? If he wasn't created in the womb of his mother then, we wouldn't be here then. Here now, talking about it. Everything was created for his sake. There's so many things we don't know about our life that we call Islam. We don't know enough about ourselves calling Muslim. It's an ever-growing verb, always ever increasing and getting better and better. No, gooder and gooder and gooder. It never stops. And that's why those people seem a little off to us, because they always seem to be jacked out of their mind. They can always find that light in the darkness. They always find that way because they know that they're not alone. They know that. That's the only distinction between us and them. They know that they're not alone. During this month of Rajab, the angels do not write down any deeds for us. When he was living, he didn't take any deeds for the people. It's Allah Almighty who writes the deeds in this month. We don't know about this month. And it takes guidance to know, because it's protected during the rope of Islam. The rope of Islam is that connection that connects the hearts all through all those whose hearts are connected all the way to the Prophet, to Allah Almighty. Because Islam has been preserved through the heart, not the books, because we cannot comprehend such such a vastness to our minds. And to lose our minds is to think that we can understand it all through our minds. Most we have lost our minds. And that's why our activities is so limited. We're at such a limit. But we were not created in limits. We put these limits on ourselves. This was the month in which the prophet, peace be upon him, made his Isra Miraj. No other prophet had gone that far in the divine presence. Angel Gabriel, who brought the Quran to the prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, represented the 7 levels of paradise. But the prophet realized there has to be more to life than this. My Lord is ever increasing. I want to see my Lord. I want to know my Lord. Angel Gabriel was frightened that he may be burned up. So the prophet said, I will burn myself up for my Lord. And Allah brought him 2 bow lamps in proximity to himself. And he said, oh Allah, I cannot see you. He said, shift to your heart. We can only see Allah through our hearts. That is how the rope of Islam connects us to divine presence, through our hearts. And that's why every prophet came to us to say, show good manners, show good behavior, do good things, forbid evil, because it cleans our hearts and opens our hearts so we may connect to the author of hearts, to the origin of hearts. But we don't understand it. We say, no, don't live through your hearts, don't carry your heart on your sleeve, and because it'll be broken. What happens with a broken heart? If a heart is broken, it opens up to the ocean of mercy. There's never been a broken heart that Allah Almighty did not comfort. Don't we break our hearts when our loved ones pass, those who we are so connected to when they pass away? Our hearts are broken. But Allah sends that comfort and that love and that mercy to us. Our hearts have to break until they can no longer break. Then we're like drops in an ocean. When we are dropped in an ocean, we become the ocean. But we're like drops, and we're thinking that we are oceans. Our drop is thinking that it's an ocean until it falls into an ocean and knows and realizes then that it was only a drop. So this month is so dynamic, so powerful. Allah Almighty personally rewards us. Ask what you like in this month. Allah is opening the doors of mercy and forgiving us for all of our sins we've done for the 11 months. There's a famous story about the saint of Rajab. This is a famous story. And this guy, he was not a saint. After midnight, he used to rob and kill and maim people after midnight every month, every night for 11 months. And the prophet, peace upon him, had cursed him and said, when this person dies, this is a horrible person. Do not pray over him. So he died. And the kids of that area heard the prophet say that about this person. And so they took this person's body and they dropped it in a dry well. Allah Almighty spoke to beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, one of my saints have passed away. Goes to show you, even this month, no one knows the blessings that Allah is giving. The angels don't know what Allah is giving. The prophet didn't know what Allah was giving in this month. Because Allah does as He likes. That's why we worship Him. That's why we submit our will to Him. Because He is the greatest, not us. We have been created weak. And when we submit our weakness to His strength, He said, I will give more power to your weakness. This is wisdom.